Your life as a pillow.
At first, you were nothing. You were just a formless, weightless cloud of synthetic fibers and down, drifting chaotically in the suffocating air of a massive, deafening factory. You had no consciousness, no boundary, no self. You were just raw material waiting for a destiny. But then, the ruthless steel jaws of the machines grabbed you. You were violently compressed, beaten into a dense, heavy mass, and violently thrust into a tight, dark fabric shell. You felt the sharp, relentless bite of a steel needle piercing your edges, stitching you in, sealing you forever inside this cotton prison. Your chaotic freedom was over, but you had gained a form. Then came the vacuum. The air was violently sucked out of your lungs. You were crushed into a rock-hard, breathless slab and sealed inside thick, unyielding plastic. In this state of suspended animation, frozen in absolute darkness, you were shipped in a lightless box and thrown onto a sterile store shelf. You spent weeks, maybe months, in that plastic coma, waiting. Until one day, there is a sharp, tearing sound. The plastic is ripped open. A sudden rush of oxygen floods your starved body. You eagerly inhale it, your crushed and wrinkled insides slowly expanding, unfurling, reaching out. You puff up, you gain volume and presence. Soft, warm hands slide you into a cool, crisp pillowcase that smells of fresh lavender and laundry detergent. It is your uniform. The lights go out, the room falls silent. You are lying flat on a mattress. And then, it happens. A heavy weight slowly descends upon you. It is not just a physical weight, it is a human head. And in that very second, you understand your monumental, terrifying purpose. You once thought your job was merely to support the cervical spine. How incredibly naive. You are not holding up 8 pounds of bone and flesh. You are holding up a human mind. You are the foundation upon which their entire consciousness rests when it disconnects from reality. You are the ultimate threshold, the fragile border between the harsh, unforgiving physical world and the infinite, chaotic universe of their dreams. During the day, humans wear thick, heavy armor. They smile when they want to scream. They speak confidently when their insides are trembling with anxiety. They pretend to be strong for their bosses, their families, their friends. But at night, when the door is locked and the room goes dark, that armor falls off, and you are the only one who sees them completely naked. You are the only one who knows who they truly are.
Your life becomes a silent chronicle of someone else's nights. You learn to read them instantly, just by the way they lay their head down. You know the heavy, motionless weight of pure exhaustion when a person falls into the dark abyss of dreamless sleep after a grueling day. On those nights, you hold them gently, matching the slow, rhythmic rise and fall of their chest, guarding their fragile peace. But you also know the dark nights, the nights of insomnia, when their head turns into a burning stone, tossing frantically from side to side, when their racing thoughts, their unpaid bills, their regrets, and their unspoken words physically crush you. The human gets frustrated. They sit up, grab you by the corners, and violently punch you. They beat you with their fists. They fold you in half. They crush you under their arm, trying to force you into a more comfortable shape, as if you are the reason their mind refuses to shut down. You accept every blow. You do not judge. You yield. You dutifully change your shape, molding perfectly around their jaw and their cheekbones, trying desperately to absorb just a fraction of their overwhelming anxiety. You are the greatest keeper of secrets in the human world. You know the exact taste of their tears. When they cannot show their weakness to anyone else, they bury their face deep into your center. They scream into you so the neighbors won't hear. They sob until their chest aches, and you muffle every sound. You physically absorb their sorrow, pulling the hot, salty moisture deep into your fibers. You literally take a piece of their pain into your own body. Sometimes they wrap their arms around you and squeeze you until your seams threaten to burst. In those desperately lonely hours, you become a surrogate. You become the person who left them, the partner they haven't met, the child who moved away. You are the illusion of warmth in an empty bed. But time is incredibly cruel to those who give everything of themselves. Years pass, the countless nights take their toll. Your once fluffy, resilient body begins to surrender. Your internal fibers knot and clump together into hard, uncomfortable ridges. If they were to strip off your pillowcase, they would see that your pristine white fabric is now mapped with yellow, faded stains, the permanent ghosts of their sweat, their sickness fevers, their drool, and their tears. You lose your volume. You become flat, heavy, and exhausted. You gave away all of your softness to absorb their heaviness. And then the day you always dreaded finally arrives. The human walks into the bedroom carrying a sleek, modern box. Out comes something engineered and perfect, a block of high-tech orthopedic memory foam. It has a cooling gel layer. It has an ergonomic curve. It is a cold, calculating, scientific replacement. Your human roughly strips you of your familiar pillowcase. You are carelessly tossed into the dark, dusty abyss of the top closet shelf, wedged between a scratchy winter blanket and an old suitcase. This is the end. The era of your service is over. In the suffocating darkness of the closet, you slowly fade. You no longer feel the warmth of a human cheek. You no longer hear the quiet murmurs of their sleep-talking. Down below, the perfect memory foam cradles your human's neck. You have become history. You are just forgotten trash. Months in exile stretch out like centuries. You accept your uselessness. But one night, long after midnight, the closet door violently swings open. The harsh ceiling light flickers on. You see your human, but they don't look rested. They look shattered. Their eyes are red, their shoulders are shaking, and their face is a mask of grief. They reach up past the winter blankets, grab you by your worn corner, and pull you down. They carry you back to the bed. The perfect, expensive orthopedic pillow has been thrown onto the floor, because memory foam is designed by engineers to keep the spine perfectly aligned, but it doesn't know how to comfort. It doesn't remember the smell of childhood. It is too dense to absorb tears. It remembers the shape of a body, but it does not know the shape of a broken soul. The human crawls into bed, curls into a tight ball, and pulls you fiercely to their chest. They bury their wet face deep into your lumpy, flattened, exhausted body. And you feel it again. The heat, the trembling, the profound, undeniable connection. You are needed. An orthopedic foam block can cure a stiff neck, but only a tired, old, loyal pillow can hold a human together when they are falling apart. Your life is not measured in perfect geometry, in fluffiness, or in cooling technology. Your life is measured in the tons of anxiety you have carried and the deep oceans of tears you have dried. You are not just fabric and stuffing. You are a silent, unwavering guardian of peace in a world entirely consumed by chaos. You are the most intimate companion a human will ever know, from their very first breath to their very last. And as long as human beings need a place to rest their heavy heads, to forget their pain, and to find a moment of peace, you will be there, ready to catch them when they fall asleep. You are a pillow, and that is a damn great life.